Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. The Ink Unlimited right now has an elevated offer of giving you 90,000 Ultimate Reward points after you spend $6,000 in the first 3 months of having the card. I think the Ink Unlimited could be a really good first business card. Not only do you get yourself 1.5% back on all of your purchases, but additionally you get yourself 12 months of 0 APR from the time of opening the card, which can end up being really beneficial for those of you who can take advantage of it. Now with the welcome offer for this card, you will be earning Chase Ultimate Reward points. You may see it advertised as being $900 instead of being 90,000 Ultimate Reward points, but that's just for the marketing. And the reason why you want to get those Ultimate Reward points is because they can end up being more valuable than just getting yourself cash back with the card. Especially if you have either one of the Sapphire cards or the Ink Preferred card. And the reason why you'd want to have those cards is because those cards have an additional ability that allows you to transfer over to Chase's transfer partners. Now I've transferred my Chase Ultimate Reward points to many different partners in the past, such as United, Virgin Atlantic, Flying Blue, but recently the majority of my Chase Ultimate Reward points get transferred over to 2 different partners, and those end up being the World of Hyatt program and Aeroplan. Aeroplan is a transfer partner to many other banks, so unless you have the Aeroplan card like myself, chances are it probably will end up catching your attention, but the World of Hyatt program is one that is very limited when it comes to who has the ability to transfer over their points to Hyatt. As of recording this video, there's only one major bank, being Chase, that is a transfer partner of the World of Hyatt, and then also there is Bilt Rewards that has the ability to transfer over their points to World of Hyatt, but it is a lot more difficult to earn yourself Bilt Reward points as compared to Chase Ultimate Reward points. After hitting the minimum spend and getting yourself the welcome offer for the Ink Unlimited, you're going to have over 90,000 Chase Ultimate Reward points. Unless you are a really high spender, it's probably going to take you quite a bit of time to earn yourself 90,000 Bilt Rewards points. So because of this, although both of them can transfer over to Hyatt, more people connect Chase with Hyatt versus Bilt Rewards with Hyatt. And the World of Hyatt is a fan favorite to many people in the points and miles game. And one of the main reasons is because as long as you avoid the new partnership of Mr. and Mrs. Smith properties, if you look to redeem your World of Hyatt points to stay at one of their properties, you pretty much won't have to do any work at all to get yourself 2 cents per point or more in value redeeming your points with the World of Hyatt program. Now you can get yourself even more value, but for a beginner, to get yourself an easy 2 cents per point in value is really good. Another thing that people love about Hyatt is how nice their properties are. Hyatt is consistent when it comes to giving you a good quality product, whether you're staying at one of their high-end properties or one of their lower tier properties. So in this video, I'm gonna give examples of how you can redeem 90,000 Chase Ultimate Reward points with the World of Hyatt program after you've hit the minimum spend for your new Chase Ink Unlimited card. Now, if you haven't already gotten yourself the Chase Ink Unlimited card and you are interested in getting it, I will have referral links in the description box down below. If you do decide to use my link, it does really help out the channel, and I'll be incredibly thankful for your support. So first, let's look at a top property within the World of Hyatt program. A super aspirational one that I've stayed at that people love is the Park Hyatt in Kyoto. This property is absolutely stunning. Immediately when you arrive to this property, you know you're at a place that is special. The location is perfect. It's weird because it's in a super popular area where there's tons of tourists and people all around, but the hotel is tucked away in a way that most people who are going by it probably don't even realize this property is even there. It's pretty impressive how they're able to set this up. Unlike Tokyo, Kyoto isn't built very high. Like, most of the buildings are 1 story or 2 stories high, so if you can get yourself a higher level floor at the Park Hyatt Kyoto that faces towards the city, you can get yourself some really gorgeous views of all the different properties and buildings that are there. I loved waking up and gazing out at the temple, and I went during the winter time, so there was snow on top of all the different properties, and it was just a beautiful sight to look out at. If you are a foodie, the Park Hyatt Kyoto partners with a Michelin star restaurant, so on certain days you can plan ahead and have yourself a Michelin star breakfast at this property. I tried it when I stayed there, and I can say that I'm not a person who normally eats high-end food, so it really wasn't for me, and I preferred the other just regular breakfast as compared to the Michelin star breakfast. But if you are someone who wants to try it out, at least you have it as an option when you stay at this property. The Park Hyatt Kyoto is a Category 8 hotel, which is the highest tier in the World of Hyatt's award chart, and the property regularly goes for close to like $2,000 a night. But you can stay at this property for 40,000 points, which means that from one welcome offer with the Ink Unlimited card, you could be able to stay here for 2 nights at one of the best properties in the world. And this isn't just me saying it's one of the best properties in the world. World's Best 50 website lists the Park Hyatt Kyoto as being the 30th best hotel in the world. 2 nights is definitely enough time to be able to enjoy this property and also be able to explore the beautiful landmarks in Kyoto. So if you get the elevated offer for the Ink Unlimited and you just want to go all out, I don't think there's a better way of redeeming those points than for a stay at the Park Hyatt in Kyoto. The next property we're going to look at is not on the same level as the Park Hyatt in Kyoto, but in my opinion, this is still a really nice property that's also pretty new in an excellent location, and this is the Thompson Hotel in Madrid. I love my stay at this property. And although I am a little bummed out that this hotel went from being a Category 4 hotel when I stayed there now to moving up to being a Category 6, if I'm being completely honest, a Category 6 is probably where it deserves to be, because when I stayed there for only 15,000 points, I felt like it was just an absolute steal of a deal. If you've never stayed at a Thompson hotel before, the way I like to describe it is, it has a very similar feel to a Park Hyatt, except it doesn't typically cost as much when it comes to cash or points as a Park Hyatt. This is a hotel that I'm pretty positive I'm going to go back to at some point. They're for sure in the hospitality business of doing whatever they can to make you happy. I don't think I've ever had a better staff experience than at the Thompson Hotel in Madrid. Madrid can be really hot depending on what time of year you go, but they have a nice rooftop pool that is very refreshing if you decide to take a dip in it during the summer. If you decide that you're going to stay at this property during the summer, it is a Category 6 hotel, so regular times are going to be 25,000 points, and then peak times end up being 29,000 points. But if you go during the winter time or late February, then you'll be staying at this property during its off-peak time, and it only end up costing 21,000 points, which with the sign-up bonus from the Ink Unlimited card, you'll be able to stay 4 nights at the property. But whether if you're going for 3 nights in the summer or 4 nights in the winter, if you are traveling out to Spain, this is definitely a property that you're going to want to stay at. If you want to go to places here in the great US of A, there are plenty of ways to redeem your points. The Alila Big Sur ends up being a pretty sought out property where it is a Category 8 hotel, so it's going to end up costing 40,000 points, similar to like the Park Hyatt in Kyoto, except for this property, when it comes to the availability, it's a lot more difficult to find award availability for this property than maybe any other Hyatt hotel property in the world. But if you can find award availability, you would be able to stay here for 2 nights with the welcome offer from your Ink Unlimited, and this is a super luxurious property that is also all-inclusive. The Park Hyatt New York is another Category 8 luxury property that's a lot easier to book than Alila Ventana Big Sur, so if you're looking for a weekend in the big city and you want to go watch some Broadway shows or go visit Times Square, then this can end up being a cool property to stay at. I've thought about booking this place for New Year's, but I just have never went through with it. If you're someone who likes to travel to watch the ball drop, this can end up being a great property to take the new year in. Now, if you want to travel to a location for more than just 2 to 3 days, there are still good options to be able to do that for just 90,000 points. Outside of the US, which is typically where you probably end up having a longer stay, I'd recommend a property like the Grand Hyatt in Istanbul. During my visit to Istanbul, I spent half my time at the Park Hyatt Istanbul and the other half at the Grand Hyatt Istanbul. I did like the Park Hyatt better, but I enjoyed my time at the Grand Hyatt in Istanbul, and if you're looking to stay somewhere for close to a week, this can end up being a great spot to do that at. With 90,000 points, you'll be able to stay at this property for 6 nights since it is a Category 4 hotel, costing 15,000 points per night, equaling out to 90,000 points over the course of 6 nights. I don't know if you've ever visited Istanbul before, but it is a great city. Everything is so cheap for Americans and Europeans, although it is expensive for the locals, which is unfortunate. But if you want to be able to do a lot for very little, Istanbul is the place to do that. And just for some fun, to show you how far these points can take you, from the 90,000 point welcome offer for the Ink Unlimited, you'll be able to stay 18 nights at a Category 1 hotel with the World of Hyatt. Now, I don't think that the vast majority of people are going to do this, but just know that a Category 1 hotel with the World of Hyatt program only costs 5,000 points per night. Some of you may be thinking, what kind of dumps are these hotels that only cost 5,000 points a night? Now, I will admit that most of them aren't great, but there are a few that aren't bad and some that I actually want to stay at. One of them is the Alila Kuala Lumpur. Now, I plan on visiting Singapore because it looks like a pretty interesting country, but everyone I know who's visited there has told me that I only need to stay there for like 3 days max because of how tiny the country is. Malaysia is a neighboring country that is significantly cheaper than Singapore, and in Kuala Lumpur, they have an Alila property, which is usually higher end and expensive properties, but it's only a Category 1, costing 5,000 points in Kuala Lumpur. When I looked at photos and videos of this property, it looks really nice. I did read that it is a little bit of a distance from the center of the city, which isn't great depending on what you're trying to visit while going out there. But with hitting the elevated welcome offer for the Ink Unlimited, you can stay at this property for almost 3 weeks. That to me is pretty insane. Now, there's a decent chance I'm going to be staying at this property, definitely not for 3 weeks. But when I do, I'll make sure to report back if this is the best deal for a stay that Hyatt offers. But those are some cool ways that I recommend to redeem 90,000 Chase Ultimate Reward points with the World of Hyatt program. Now, Hyatt properties are still my favorite, and the vast majority of my Chase Ultimate Reward points are transferred and redeemed with Hyatt hotels. So if you can hit the elevated welcome offer for the Ink Unlimited, check out one of these cool Hyatt properties because I think you'll end up being really happy with your stay there. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comment section down below if you have any questions about any of these properties or the Ink Unlimited. Now, if you happen to really like this video, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share this video, and have a beautiful rest of your day.